Hello there, and welcome to the world of Pokemon. My name is Professor Jacob, and thank you so much for attending my lecture on Pokemon biology. Joining me here in the classroom today is, of course, my wonderful teaching assistant, Mr. Curtis. Say hello to everybody, Mr. Curtis.
Thank you, Professor. I'm here. Right in here.
Yeah, I see you. I see you.
Professor, I am here and ready for class. I am so excited to be here. Thank you, Professor.
I would expect nothing less from my studious teaching assistant. But you know what? I also have students here, so I should probably go ahead and call attendance. Let's see here. Let's look at the list. Is there a Corbin in here?
Yep.
Let's
go.
Okay. Well,
Let's go. We did it. We did it.
Oh,
Everyone,
geez.
congrats. Claps all around. Good job,
Congrats,
Mr. Curtis.
congrats.
I
It's
see
time
you.
for class.
I see
Everybody
you over
clap.
there,
It's time for
Professor.
class.
Guys,
I'm so
guys,
excited.
we did it. We
Corbin,
did it.
yes, I know. It's time for class, Corbin. Aren't you so
he has-
excited?
No,
you
no,
have,
that's
like,
not.
three
I don't-
noisemakers, and how are you making noise with all of them? You only have two hands.
Listen, no, it's a
Is
talent.
that confetti?
Listen,
Where is the confetti coming from?
look, I rigged it to come out when I pulled a lever.
Really?
Don't worry about it. Yeah, I had
You
some help with
installed
it.
a lever in my classroom?
I installed a lever. This is a big deal. Gary the Shroomish helped me out. I think even Perry
He
helped
doesn't
me a
have
little bit too.
arms.
Look.
Yeah.
I'm looking.
This is a big. I use this word very, very. I try to use this word very politely and only when I
Okay.
feel like I need to use it. But this is a
Okay.
big fucking deal. Okay.
Uh-oh.
I'm sorry for my language. I'm very, very sorry.
Language.
I'm
Not
sorry.
in the class. Not in the class.
Maybe better about language in the classroom. But guys, we did it. We hit 15 reviews / ratings, or that's ratings. We hit 15 ratings on Flapple podcast. Good job,
All right.
everybody.
All right.
did it.
Good work.
So,
All right. Oh, that's
my mom baked us 5 dozen cookies.
Oh my god.
It's a lot.
my.
So many.
It's a lot.
Did her Mr. Mime help her out?
Yeah, he was in the kitchen a lot. But yeah, he helped out, and
that's good.
yeah, I
That's
mean,
good.
like he was in the kitchen. I saw him in there. He was stirring some stuff and
Yeah, stirring some
plopping
stuff
stuff on
up.
trays. Yeah. So okay, so we have a lot of cookies here. I think it's.
Okay,
I think.
okay, let's put the brakes on for a second.
I think we should take the brakes off. I think we should speed it
No,
up. I
put the
think
brakes on.
I think
No.
we should take the day off. I think we've earned it.
What?
I know I have.
No,
no,
I
no,
think we
sir.
should-
No, no, no.
I think we should
I've stated
celebrate.
I stated before we have this class once a week. Those other 6 days are your break. All right. So every Wednesday is learn about Pokemon time. It doesn't matter how many reviews we got, or ratings, or whatever they're called. It doesn't matter if it's Mr. Curtis's birthday. It doesn't matter if it's my birthday.
Every
If it's
day
a
I'm in this class
Wednesday-
is my birthday.
If it's a Wednesday, we're sitting in this classroom and we are learning about Pokemon biology, all right?
But
No
15.
breaks.
That's over a dozen students that have said, "Hey, this class is worth rating. Good job, professor." Or not all of them are nice, but
Yeah, some of them some of them are like, "Hey, this is a great job, professor." Some of them are like, "You could do better."
yeah, I mean that's
And
fair. That's a good
true.
assessment.
That's fine.
Look, don't
I'm
don't
looking. I'm
don't-
looking. I'm seeing.
don't let me tell. I don't want to have to tell Perry not to bring the pinata. Look, I already called. You want me to? Come on, this is a big deal. He was really looking forward to this. Okay,
Listen,
like if I cancel the pinata, he's gonna be so upset with me.
every day in this class is a party. I'm always excited.
He's not wrong. He's not wrong. All right. Listen. First, we learn about Pokemon.
Okay.
Then we will have a short cookie party.
Short.
All right.
How short are we talking? Like
10
50
minutes?
50 minutes maybe?
No,
45? No.
We'll cross that bridge when we get to it, but first, we're going to learn about Pokemon, all right?
Oh, hey, Perry, settle down. I don't want you to get too hyped. Professor,
Yeah.
Can you repeat what you just said to him, please?
Perry,
I'm sorry, Perry.
Perry, thank you so much for coming to my classroom. It's great to see a fellow employee of the school. So we're gonna wait until after the lesson to have the party. So if you could take your pinata, your now that's a Psyduck pinata. That's a weird that you would want to have a pinata.
That's
that
weird.
Looks like you. You know we're gonna beat it with sticks, right?
Oh, he said he knows. That's why he.
Okay. Okay,
custom
I didn't
made
know.
it.
Oh wow, you speak Psyduck. Okay, all right. So for now, yes. Okay, yeah. Head out. We'll let you back. We'll call you back when it's ready. Can you shut the door on your way?
You didn't do it again. Okay, I got it.
Again.
I got
That's
it.
okay.
I got
Thank
it.
you.
It's fine.
Thank you.
All right, I'll wait. I'll wait until the end of class, however
Okay.
many minutes it takes.
We'll get there. So let's
You'll
let's
wait
just
until the
dive
end of
right
class.
in. All right?
Class is the party, Corbin.
Class
is
the party.
the cookie party.
Debatable, Mr. Curtis.
It's a party, but it's not a cookie party.
It's a cookie party for the brain,
not.
and then we have a cookie party for my belly.
And
afterwards.
my soul. All right, we're just gonna get right into it because I know Corbin's eager for a cookie party. So today we are learning about Poliwhirl, which is the evolved form of Poliwag, which we learned about last week.
Nice.
Now,
Okay.
Now, our Poliwag, if you remember, her name was Blub. She did evolve, and she is now a Poliwhirl. So I'll bring her out. But I want to first state that now, Corbin, you are going to be tempted.
Yes.
You're going to be very tempted a lot of times this lesson to say something along the lines of, "Hey, that reminds me of Mr. Curtis." So I'm just gonna ask you right now. Just don't do it. We all we all get the joke. All right. So if you can refrain, I'll be very proud of you.
Usually when I say that, it's not a joke, but I mean it's just an observation. But all right. I mean I won't say anything this time.
A very funny observation.
Okay. All right. I won't compare any of these creatures to Mr. Curtis's body type. I won't. I promise.
Disposition.
A very
if you will.
affectionate body type.
Yes, his figure, if you will.
Not necessarily. Not even just. Okay. You know what? I'm just gonna here's Blub.
Oh hey, Blub. You know,
No,
Blub,
Corbin.
you're cute, but you kind of remind me
Corbin
of the Poliwag that we saw last week.
Good,
you know,
yes.
because it's a bigger version of it, right? Without a tail. Oh,
True.
It's
right.
kind of cute.
Blub,
Now-
good to see you again. Here, let's have a handshake. Thank you.
Yes. Oh, a handshake.
A
Very
very-
interesting, Mr. Curtis. Now you might not have been able to do that with Blub beforehand, because that was, if you will, beforehand.
That's right.
Oh, how long have you had that in your back pocket? Come
I
on.
just came up with it right now. I'm a comedy
You're not that
genius.
witty. You're not that witty.
I'm a comedy
No.
genius.
No,
Come
you're
on.
not. Hang it up.
Yes.
You're a professor. You're not a comic. Hang it up. You're
All
done.
right, I'll stop being. Listen.
I have a question.
I'll try to stop being funny.
So we still see the swirly black intestines in its body, right?
True.
So,
yes.
but something that I didn't notice on Poliwag that I see on Poliwhirl
Whirl.
are those two freckles above the intestines? What are those? What are those two black things?
I believe that's a nose. That's Poliwhirl's nose.
That's right.
Now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
How could Blub smell those wonderful blooming orangeberry bushes if she didn't have a nose?
Now,
Well, then did Poliwag not smell? Because I don't think Poliwag had a nose.
well, Poliwag did not have a nose. Now,
Poliwag had a
sucks.
mouth though, and you know how
yeah,
they say about-
another difference is that Poliwag did have a mouth. Poliwhirl,
And you know
as
how-
far as I
oh,
can
that's
tell,
true.
does not.
Whoa. Okay, that brings in a whole new set of
So
questions.
the evolution giveth and the evolution taketh away, because
Oh,
you got
man.
arms and a nose, but no mouth.
Okay, so how does Poliwhirl eat?
Nobody knows.
Through its nose? I don't know.
Osmosis.
I said nobody knows.
Oh, okay. Sorry, my bad.
Unknown.
by osmosis.
Probably through its skin, which is
Oh,
important.
yeah.
Give its skin a feel. Give Blub a little feel, I guess.
Ew, it's sticky. It's stickier than Poliwag. I'll be honest with you.
Yeah,
Hey,
she's a little bit slimy. She's a
Be
little bit
nice.
slimy.
Be nice to Blub. Okay.
I'm nice to Blub. It's not an
Yeah,
insult.
she is very proud of how slimy her skin is. It keeps
Yeah.
her alive.
Is that
it
true?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
I mean,
Poliwag.
she's you know what? She's a beautiful girl. I'll tell her that. She's beautiful. She's sticky, but she's beautiful.
Sticky but beautiful.
Sticky but beautiful.
I want that
That's
on
how
my
I would describe it.
I want my gravestone.
Is that the type of Pokemon it is in the Pokedex? The sticky but beautiful Pokemon? Is that
No,
what's
this
listed?
is nope. It's also the Tadpole Pokemon. which
Oh,
is the
same
as
thing.
Poliwag.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
All right. Let's go ahead and put Blub back into her Pokeball. Maybe we'll see
Bye,
her
Blub.
again next week. Maybe. I don't know.
Maybe.
maybe.
You tell me. I'm not the professor.
All
I
right,
don't
Blub.
know.
I'll see you
That's-
next
that's very
time.
true.
Good to see you. High five. Thank you.
Okay.
But
All right,
that's
let's
solid
talk about
smack,
some
though.
What?
Are you still
Mr.
talking?
Curtis? I'm sorry, you didn't have your hand raised, so I didn't know that you were still talking.
Oh, I apologize. Let me just...
Well, would you like to share with the class?
No, no, I don't.
Okay. All right. Now, if there are no more interruptions, I am going to read some Pokedex entries.
You can do. I'll allow it.
Thank you. Now, Corbin, remember what I said. All right?
Okay.
All right.
All right.
Starting with the Kanto region. Capable of living in or out of water. When out of water, it sweats to keep its body slimy.
Oh. Ew.
Oh, yeah.
Does that mean? Hold on. Does it sweat just automatically, or is it constantly doing things in order to sweat?
It sweats automatically.
Sweats on
It's not just like
Nice.
It's not just like running laps all the time, or it's not getting like really stressed or anything. Just
Okay.
sweating. No, it just naturally is releasing slimy moisture from its body.
Okay.
Yes. Okay. The next one says, under attack, it uses its belly spiral to put the foe to sleep. It then makes its escape.
How does it do that?
Well, there'll be a little bit more information later on.
Oh, okay.
On exactly
Okay.
how it does that.
Okay. All right.
A little bit.
Not much.
Not that much. We'll see. We'll see. All right. The last one here from the Kanto region says, capable of living on land, but prefers to stay in water. When it is, or if it is out of water, it sweats to keep its skin moist.
Okay.
Skin
Okay.
moist.
We knew that.
Yeah, you knew that. A little bit more. It can live on land, but it prefers to stay in water.
That's
Understandable.
fair. I mean, it's less work.
I do like to, spend a good quality of my time in the water. I do like that.
Why would you say that?
I can understand that.
Yeah, so Mr. Curtis could live in water, but he prefers to be on land.
That's
What?
true. That's true.
Yeah.
Mr. Curtis, do you have gills?
No.
Okay,
That's why.
alright.
That's why I could not permanently stay in the water.
Oh, okay.
Listen, it hasn't been from lack of trying. Okay. The
Okay.
the
So you've tried to drown yourself, is what
the-
you're telling me. Okay.
The experiments I've done, oh gosh, they haunt me.
You've tried to
this day.
grow gills on yourself? I'm sorry.
Or implant. I don't know.
How does that work?
I mean,
If he
doesn't.
knew how it works, he would have gills. But he
You know what?
doesn't,
I don't
so
want
he
to. I don't want to
clearly
hear.
doesn't
I don't want to hear what experiments you've been doing to other Pokemon, let alone to yourself. So, Professor, I give you permission to move on.
know. Wow, thank you so much.
You're
All right,
very welcome.
on to the Johto region. The swirl on its belly subtly undulates.
Ew. What? What does that mean?
Staring at it may gradually cause drowsiness. So it's the undulating that causes drowsiness. Think of like how a hypnotist has a spiral that's constantly going around, and they use
Right.
hypnotize
Yeah.
people.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this
That-
is
that
a psychic type Pokemon too, right? It's psychic in water, or no?
Just straight up water.
Just straight up water. Okay.
Uh-huh.
All right.
No
Never mind.
psychic here. I mean,
Okay.
because it's not really using any psychic abilities, right? It just has a
I
pattern on
guess.
its belly that moves.
I guess. I mean, like, it sounds like it's using hypnosis or something. Can it use hypnosis?
It can learn what we call hypnosis, but I mean, like, Pokemon moves are so ill-defined. It's hard to say if it's the same kind of hypnosis that, say, a Drowsy would use.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah. Okay,
That's
the
fair.
next one says, the skin on most of its body is moist. However, the skin on its belly spiral feels smooth.
Ooh.
So,
So it's not
smooth-
moist.
Smooth and moist are not mutually exclusive.
Not at all. They're completely
You
different.
can be smooth and also moist.
Or you can be smooth and not moist, or you can be moist and not smooth. You don't have to. You
Yeah.
don't have to be both.
Yeah. So, I don't know. It feels like it's saying, not all of it is moist because it's smooth. That doesn't make any sense.
No.
Right.
No.
right.
All right. The next one says, though it is skilled at walking, it prefers to live underwater where there is less danger. Which seems weird to me because there's a lot of like water like Pokemon that live in the water.
There's a lot of dangerous stuff that lives in the water. Are you
Yeah.
kidding me? A Gyarados? Does Gyarados live in the water?
Yeah, mostly. Sometimes
Yeah,
sometimes it floats above land, which I've always found to be
A
quite disturbing.
Gyarados is terrifying. Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
I
I
mean,
mean-
that lives in water.
Octillery, no, thank you.
Octillery.
Octillery's not scary.
Whale Lord. I mean, it's not like mean or anything. But
Whale
just the
Lord's not
size
scary.
alone.
Whale Lord, listen, Whale Lord is not scary. It's just kind of this. It's this big dumb creature that takes up a lot of space. Like
no, Corbin.
What was I gonna say? I was gonna say like my step uncle. That's what I was gonna say.
Mm-hmm. Okay, all right.
I mean, and of course, if you're in the water all the time, you have to deal with those octillery. I mean, you can't stand them.
Right, of course.
I mean,
yeah, I guess so. And the Sharpedos.
Oh God, Sharpedo was that's a bullet in the water. That's a bullet with teeth.
Yeah,
that's
it's fast in the water, but is it faster than Golduck? No, because Golduck is the fastest water Pokemon according to the Pokedex.
Hey, I didn't know we were learning about Golduck again.
Hey, listen. All this knowledge is cumulative. I expect you to remember it all. Okay, everything you've ever talked about.
Well, look, I've dumped everything out each week, so you're going to have to start from scratch. You're going to have to start from week 1. Let's go back to Bulbasaur. Let's just relearn it all, because I've dumped all that information out.
Bulbasaur it gets a seed on its back at birth. Sometimes,
I'm kidding.
Not all
Keep
the
going.
times.
Poliwhirl,
Okay.
let's go.
Okay. All right, that does it for the Johto region. Let's move on to the Hoenn region. It says, the surface of Poliwhirl's body is always wet and slick with an oily fluid. Because of this greasy covering, it can easily slip and slide out of the clutches of any enemy in battle.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's also a defense mechanism.
It's because of the skin on its body, not its belly, right?
Well, I mean, because of the oily fluid on its body, not necessarily.
Right, which makes it moist in the first place. Okay.
Yeah, and I guess because its skin is, like, smooth.
Wait, so does it sweat out the oil? Or, like,
yes.
is it just...
Yes.
Okay.
It's slippy and slidey.
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. Okay. I thought we were going to discuss that more.
No,
I
just was sitting there thinking about it. You can go ahead.
Okay. Yeah, you do look lost in thought. All right. The next one says, its 2 legs are well developed, even though it can live on the ground, it prefers living in water.
Yep. We know that.
And the last one here from the Hoenn region says...
Par for the course.
Par for the course, yep. It can live in or out of water. When out of water, it constantly sweats to keep its body slimy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, pretty similar to what we've already heard.
Pretty much, yeah.
All right, let's move on to the Sinnoh region. The spiral pattern on its belly subtly undulates. Staring at it gradually causes drowsiness. Again, kind of information we've already heard.
Right, and again, undulate, does that mean spin? What is that? Like you stare at it long enough, it's going to start spinning?
It's kind of like a jiggle.
Like jiggles, like it moves? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess so. Undulate doesn't necessarily mean spin, but the fact that it makes somebody drowsy makes me think it would be spinning.
It would be spinning because of the shape, yeah.
Yeah, like that's
fair.
Like, or maybe it's like an optical illusion and it's not actually spinning, but it looks like it
is.
No,
that's what I'm saying. It's not spinning, but if you stare at it long enough, it's going to start tripping you out. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now imagine if you stared at Gary. I mean, if you sniffed Gary the Shroomish, you got some of his fumes, and then you stared at a Poliwhirl's stomach for a while.
Gubby's belly.
I'm geeking,
what a trip,
dude! I'm geeking out right now.
What a trip, man! That'd be cool.
Okay. All right, so that does it for this Sinnoh region, and of course the Unova region and the Kalos region. Also, just copy what we've already heard, so I'm going to skip those.
Lame.
Let's move on to the Alola region. The first one here says, although it can live on land, it prefers to stay in water, where it has fewer natural enemies. Same, we've already heard that.
Yep.
It marches over the land in search of bug Pokemon to eat.
How? How does it eat them?
Then it takes them underwater so it can dine on them where it's safe.
Does it snort them up its nose?
I guess. Maybe. I honestly don't know.
It dissolves
I would pay
them.
money. I would pay money to see a Poliwhirl eat.
It dissolves them in the water until it can absorb them through its skin through osmosis.
It might just absorb it. Yeah. It might just absorb it straight into its intestines on the front of it.
Now, so yeah, maybe, but this next one kind of really makes you scratch your head because it really kind of, I don't know, I'm just going to read it. Although it has become capable of living on land, it spends its time in the water where its prey, fish Pokemon, are plentiful.
Okay.
Okay, now wait.
Well,
does it eat bug Pokemon or does it eat fish Pokemon?
Both. It does
Why
not
not?
limit itself.
I guess it must. It must, but like the way it says that is so confusing because It says it spends its time in the water where its prey fish Pokemon are plentiful. That really makes it sound like that's its only prey, and that's why it prefers to be on water. But the one right before it says it marches over the land in search of bug Pokemon to eat. Now, the land, a place where Poliwhirls generally don't want to go. So it makes it sound like the only reason it's going out is to get bug Pokemon to eat. But its prey is already in the water. Oh, it's so confusing.
Well, I guess it only goes up there if it gets tired of fish, it's like, you know what? I'm going to go up and I'm going to get me some bug Pokemon.
Mm-hmm. So, I'm going to treat myself.
Get some bug Pokemon.
Listen, it's Friday. I had a hard day at work. I was going to eat some bug Pokemon.
I've had a hard week bubbling around in the pond or in the crick, as the kids say, as the country kids say. I'm going to have some bugs.
That's right. Before I go home and eat my standard staple of Magikarp and Goldies.
Yeah, a Magikarp I feel could be pretty boring to eat. Now imagine like a Poliwhirl just going up on land and be like, yep, it's Caesar week. I'm gonna eat one of them. I don't think it can digest a Caesar.
I don't think, no, it's probably smaller.
It's probably like a Weedle or a Metapod, something like Metapod.
Yeah, maybe
a
Ninjask.
Didn't we learn that Metapod was like all like fluid inside anyway? So it can just crack it open and snort it right through its nose.
It doesn't even need to crack it open, because if you remember, Metapod, at the top of Metapod's, like, on its back, it's just open. So if Metapod gets knocked over, all of its gooey bits, which are itself, will just fall out.
So, hey, kids, if you're wandering around the forest or near wherever and you see a Poliwhirl snorting Metapods, best to leave it be.
Yeah, give it a straw.
Yep.
Give it a straw, maybe. Help it out a little bit.
And some space.
Imagine seeing a Poliwhirl just grab on to like a Caterpie with its bare hands and shove it into its nose.
Well, it doesn't have bare hands. It has gloves, right?
Are those gloves? I don't think they're gloves. I think those are just its hands.
Curtis, you grabbed a 10. You tell me.
They're like big beefy mitts, but they're definitely slimy. They feel like skin.
Okay.
That would lead me to believe that they're part of its hands, like its skin.
Yeah, you might be right. That might be skin after all. Okay, continue.
Right. There's one more here from the Alola region. It says, its health suffers when its skin dries out.
Yeah.
So be sure to moisturize it diligently.
Keep it wet. Keep it wet. Hose on that thing the whole time.
In case your Poliwhirl can't produce enough moisture itself, you can use moisturizer to make sure its skin stays nice and smooth and not
Cocoa
wrinkly.
butter works great.
Yes. All right, so that does it for the Alola region. Let's move on to the Galar region.
Woo!
Staring at the swirl on its belly causes drowsiness. This trait of Poliwhirls has been used in place of lullabies to get children to go to sleep.
Okay.
Huh. Okay.
So sometimes I guess people just get a Poliwhirl just to help their kid fall asleep.
Little Timmy's being cranky before night time. You put a Poliwhirl in front of him.
Hey Joe. Hey, yeah. What's up, Tim? Hey, can I borrow your Poliwhirl? My kid won't go to sleep.
That dang kid's acting up again, huh?
I'll send him right over.
All right.
That's it.
All right, little Billy, sit down and look deeply into the undulating organs of this Poliwhirl.
Yeah, it sounds weird when you put it like that.
Daddy, don't make me do it.
All right, okay.
Enough. All right, enough role play. We're not here to role play, okay? That's enough.
We don't
We're here to
learn
learn.
in this class.
We don't role play in this classroom. We're here to learn.
I got too deep in that character.
It's okay. It's all right. Come back, Mr. Curtis. I know the artiste in you, the actor in you wants to keep going to that character, but don't. Mm-hmm. You're here to learn, okay? And you're here to have cookies with me after the lesson is over.
Mm-hmm. If you're good.
If I'm good, I usually am.
And if you get a 100 on the quiz.
Oh, that's asking a lot, dude. Okay, fine.
I'm enjoying the cookies of the mind right now with all these good Pokédex entries.
Okay, now you're just kissing ass. All right, continue, please.
All right, let's move on to the last entry from the Galar region. It says, this Pokemon's sweat is a slimy mucus. When captured, Poliwhirl can slither from its enemy's grasp and escape.
So basically what you're telling me is this thing is really bad at hugs.
Yeah, you hug it and it just pops right out. Like how you would a beach ball underwater.
Yeah, kind of like that. Yeah. Kind of like that. That makes sense.
You know Mr. Curtis, right?
Yeah, or a vaguely humanoid creature covered in oil and grease.
Yeah, I mean that is kind of exactly what it is, I guess.
Pretty
so
much.
You're not wrong.
I mean that's pretty true. Pretty accurate.
Okay. So that does it for the unique Pokedex entries. That does it for the regional Pokedex entries. Let's now move on to the unique Pokedex entries. Now, there is only one that comes to us from Ash's Pokedex, of course.
Man, he's finding everything these days.
I know. I'm proud. He maybe has caught them all.
He gets around, man. He gets around.
Ain't no to say about those 10-year-old kids that go out and catch Pokemon. They gotta catch them all.
They do gotta catch them all. In fact, I think it's in his name.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. You know what?
Catch M.
It does sound kind of like a euphemism. Is that the right word? Analogy? What's the right word? His name sounds like an anagram for catch 'em all.
I'm
just now noticing
palindrome.
Palindrome. I'm just now catching that. I'm just now catching it.
A simile.
Yes.
A synonym.
All right. Just keep going.
All right. So Ash's Pokedex says Poliwhirl, the Tadpole Pokemon. Its highly developed muscles allow Poliwhirl to move efficiently on land, but it is even more agile in water. Now, but why is that? Why would it be more agile in water? Like, look at Poliwhirl's body.
I can't. It's not out, but I'm remembering it.
Okay, remember fondly. All right.
Okay.
Ripple effect. We're in a flashback.
Okay.
When Blub was out of her Pokeball.
Okay.
What about that body screams just, fluid dynamics? Anything?
Literally nothing because it doesn't have a mouth.
Because it doesn't have a mouth?
Yeah, you said, what about that body screams that it's aquatic?
Okay,
and I said nothing because it doesn't have a mouth.
I mean, okay.
It's the slimy...
Mr. Curtis, could you please answer the question for me?
It's the slimy mucus all over her body. She just slips and slides right through the water.
The resistance of water.
Mm-hmm.
But she doesn't have any... It doesn't have any fins. She doesn't have flippers. Her hands aren't webbed.
Yeah,
they're just giant gloves.
It doesn't very have a... It's not...
It doesn't very have.
Aerodynamic is the air. What would you call water?
Water, I know, fluid dynamic is what
hydrodynamic. It doesn't have
aquadynamic.
It doesn't have
aquadynamic.
Hydrodynamic. It doesn't have a hydrodynamic body. It's just kind of like this blob. It kind of looks like, honestly, it reminds me a lot of the mailman. The mailman that I have is very kind of built like that.
Very Poliwhirl shaped.
Very Poliwhirl shaped. Very round, slimy.
Regardless, according to Ash's Pokedex, it is very agile in water. All right. Okay. So that does it for the Pokedex entries. Let's go ahead and read an unsourced, uncredited article, if that's okay with everybody in the classroom.
Yes.
It's important that I confirm, the information I'm giving out when it's, not sourced. So you guys can give me your opinions. If you don't want to listen to it, that's fine. I won't do it.
Okay.
Let's do it.
All right. I'll go ahead and do it. Poliwhirl is a blue bipedal Pokemon with a spherical body. It has bulbous eyes that protrude from the top of its head. A black and white swirl covers its belly, which is actually its organs showing through its thin skin. Now, it's probably right. That just like Poliwag, the black swirl is probably its organs.
Probably.
Now, I don't know if it ever said in any of the Pokedex entries that it is its organs.
I don't think it did, but I mean, assuming what we know about Poliwag already, yeah, those are probably its organs.
Unless maybe, it's not its organs anymore and its skin just became that color. I mean, skin is an organ.
That's true. The biggest organ.
It's the biggest organ.
Jinx, you owe me a soda.
No, I said Jinx first.
Nope. You owe me I said it first.
You owe me a brain
Coca-Cola
juice. You owe me a brain juice.
You owe me a fresh water, which, by the way, guys, did you know that fresh water will heal your Pokemon more than a potion will?
What?
I did not know.
Yeah, it's better for them.
Goes to show you can't underestimate how healthy water is for you, kids.
I know, but potions are basically like, I don't know, soda pop for a Pokemon, I guess.
I guess so.
Okay, where was I? Yes, okay. So it appears to have white gloves on its hands and rounded digit-less feet.
Appears. We don't know.
Appears. Again, it's hard to say. I don't think it's wearing gloves. That'd be weird.
No, I don't think so.
Unless its gloves are made out of Poliwhirl skin and also produce the mucus.
I'm sorry, I had to digest that for a second. What did you say? Oh, as in it's Poliwhirl's own skin. Okay.
No, the skin of its enemies.
I was
Poliwhirl.
It sounded like you said you were meaning that shaves other Poliwhirls and uses them as gloves.
That's entirely possible.
Well, what I'm saying is that when I shook Gubby's hand, okay.
Yes. Gubby's
I
hand.
Glubby.
It's Gubby.
Gub.
It's Bub with an L.
Oh, it's Blubby. Gubby is the Growlithe. I'm sorry.
No, it's just Blub, not Blubby.
Blub.
Just
Okay,
Blub.
sorry.
Blub.
Sorry.
That's right. I call her Glubby though because that's her affectionate nickname. Anyway, no, wait. It certainly. I mean, it felt like her hands. So either it is the skin of her hands because it's her hands, or she's wearing the skin of other Poliwhirls on her hand because it definitely feels like Poliwhirl skin on her hands.
Regardless, it's 100% Poliwhirl.
We know that.
It's either.
We know that.
Is it the same Poliwhirl? Who knows? All right,
That's
let me finish reading this article.
But you could say that with any part of its body. You could say that like it's a different Poliwhirl's eyes. Who's to say that Poliwhirl's not just stealing the body parts from other Poliwhirls?
There's all Poliwhirls only have one set of eyes. They share in between each other.
Yeah, exactly. They're like
Just straight
basically.
back.
Mom said it's my turn with the eyeballs.
They're the kings and queens of recycling because they just use other body parts from the same species.
It's my turn to use the hands today.
Oh God. Okay,
Oh, my
continue. That's
God.
gross.
Thank you. When out of water, it sweats to keep its skin moist and healthy. This keeps it covered in an oily fluid that allows it to slip away from enemies. All of its skin feels this way, except where its swirl is, which is instead very smooth. Again, not mutually exclusive. It can be smooth and oily.
Facts.
In fact,
Yep.
those often go together.
Yep.
The swirl on its belly undulates slowly, and staring at it induces drowsiness. Even though Poliwhirl is capable of moving on land, it prefers to stay in freshwater ponds and lakes where it has fewer natural enemies. It feeds on both bug and fish Pokemon, and while it will leave the water to capture bug Pokemon, it will return and consume them underwater in safety. Its swirl is used to make children fall asleep. Poliwhirl's sweat is filled with a slimy mucus. When captured by an enemy, it either slithers to escape or use its swirl to put the enemy to sleep.
All right. Boom.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, that does it. That does it for Poliwhirl. Who's ready? Who's ready
For the
pop
party?
quiz?
Wait, what?
No,
What'd you say?
No. All right. This next pop quiz, by the way.
Okay.
The party.
Well, no.
This is the party. The pop quiz is the party.
Oh, sorry, I forgot for Mr. Curtis that the pop quiz is the party.
Oh,
Party of the
so
class.
lame,
But
Mr.
the
Curtis.
party. The party for
Yes.
my mind.
This pop quiz will determine whether or not you get a cookie party. All right.
No pressure.
You better nail it, man. You better get it.
I got it. I'm ready.
Because you need a 100.
I'm golden.
So go ahead, put away your Pokedexes, pull out your Rotom laptops,
All right.
Corbin, come over
pencil,
here.
a pen. You need
Corbin.
both. Make it an erasable pen, though.
Okay. All
You
right.
should be able to erase.
Corbin,
Okay.
Corbin, here.
What?
Look over here.
What?
Listen.
What?
Yeah, I have a party in my mind, and you're invited.
I don't want to be in there. All right. Let's get it over with.
Okay, are we all ready?
Yes.
Question number 1. Poliwhirls can easily live on land, but for what 2 reasons does it prefer to live in water? Always a good question. So, both of the answers are in. Let's go ahead and start with Corbin.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
All
Maybe next
right.
time first.
Start
All
with
right.
the best first, baby.
Yes.
Oh, that's
the best
definitely
one.
not true.
All right. So, Corbin says that the 2 reasons that Poliwhirl prefers to stay in the water are number 1, to eat fish Pokemon, and 2, to stay moist. Okay.
Okay. All right.
Interesting.
All right.
Mr. Curtis says Poliwhirl.
It's wrong. It's wrong. We've discussed this at length. It's wrong. If the
Poliwhirl.
Pokemon is spelled incorrectly, it is a wrong answer.
That's definitely Poliwhirl.
Poliwhirl likes to live in water because its prey, fish Pokemon, are plentiful, and
Nope.
because there is less danger.
That's right.
Okay.
That is the Jotonian way of spelling Poliwhirl.
No, it's not. It's not.
It isn't. It is. I can confirm that it is not.
I think it should be half wrong, Professor. I'm sorry. I think we can't give it to him. We can't.
Well, Mr. Curtis was 100% right. Now, Corbin, on the other hand.
I was right.
So
It likes to stay moist. It's
it
easier. It
does
doesn't
like
have to
stay
work as
moist.
hard.
But it can be moist on land. Now the two
Right.
reasons where
But
it's
it prefers
prey,
to be in the water so it doesn't have to manually sweat and produce the oil to keep moist.
that may or may not be true, but it was never stated in the Pokedexes, all right?
I don't know.
So the two reasons is to eat its natural prey, fish, Pokemon, and to stay away from danger. There's less danger in the water for it.
Well,
supposedly.
that's implied when I say moist. It wants to be moist
No,
and
no.
away from danger.
Corbin, unfortunately, you have dashed your chances of getting a cookie party.
No. We hit 15
You
ratings.
have dashed
Nope.
your chances.
Don't tell me that.
I'm so sorry.
Mr. Curtis literally spelt the name wrong, and you're gonna give it to him? Are you kidding me?
He switched the I and the R. It's an easy mistake to make, and that's like I can tell that he's talking about Poliwhirl. All right.
All right. You know what? You've given it to him wrong before for
Yeah,
misspelling
because he spelled Pidgeotto closer to Pidgeot, which are two very different Pokemon.
That's true.
All right.
Okay.
So that time, listen, are you questioning me?
Yeah.
It sounds like you really don't want to get a cookie party.
Well, look, the cookies were for me anyways. I was just gonna share them with you guys to be nice. But if you're not gonna give me,
Perry is in possession of them right now, and he will do whatever I tell him to do.
Perry will listen to me. He rides my bike every day in the basket to school. So Perry and I are homies. I think he's gonna listen to me over you. Just saying.
We'll see. Let's move on to question number 2.
All right.
What are the main purposes of the oily mucus Poliwhirl secretes?
How many answers are you looking here specifically, Professor?
I said purposes, so you know it's not one. All right, let's read these answers, starting with Corbin, of course. He says, to keep it moist of water.
In water. Sorry, moist in. I meant to say to keep it moist in the water.
Is that? Are you sure?
Yes.
Think about it for a second.
Out of water. Sorry.
There you go.
There you go.
I confused myself there. Out of water.
Yeah.
Yes.
To keep it moist out of water, swim easier, and slip and slide out of a predator's / enemy's grasp. Okay, let's see what Mr. Curtis said.
Mm-hmm.
He says, the oily, slimy mucus that coats Poliwhirl is to keep its skin moist, and it also helps Poliwhirl slip out of quote-unquote sticky situations with enemies.
Jeez.
There you go.
So yeah, I was looking for here escaping from predators and keeping its skin moist. So you are exactly correct. I will give you both full marks for that. Corbin, I enjoyed your extra answer of helping it swim faster, because you're probably correct.
Yep.
So I'm gonna give you. You know what?
Huh?
Hey, maybe a cookie party is back on the table. It's back on the table.
I would like that very much.
Professor?
Let's keep
All
it going.
right.
Let's keep it going.
Very
Feeling
how it
good.
goes.
fair
Feeling
and
good.
equitable answer, Professor.
Thank you. All right, question number 3. Why might you feel drowsy looking at a Poliwhirl?
We didn't learn about drowsy today. I'm not gonna know this.
Oh.
Hey, stop feeling drowsy. He's very sensitive about how he feels. All right, both of the answers are in. So the question was, why might you feel drowsy looking at a Poliwhirl? Corbin responded by saying, the longer you stare at a Poliwhirl's black spiral, the more it will undulate and put you into a hypnotic trance. All right. Mr. Curtis says, the natural undulations of the swirl on parentheses in Poliwhirl's belly, when viewed, cause drowsiness.
Okay.
Can I just say, I do like that you both included the word undulate in your answers. And you are both completely correct.
Boom, baby. Nice.
Boom, baby.
Exactly what I was looking for. Good job.
Good stuff.
All right, last one. Pretty easy. It is a true or false question.
All right.
So true or false? Poliwhirl can undulate its organs at will. Ooh, the rare from Corbin. All right, both of the answers are in. So the question was a true or false question, so I'm expecting very, very short answers from my students and also Mr. Curtis. So let's see. True or false? Poliwhirl can undulate its organs at will. Corbin said false, and Mr. Curtis said true.
Oh. Uh-oh.
Now this is interesting. One of you, I mean, by the nature of the true or false question, one of you is wrong.
One of us is true, and one of us might be false.
Is false. So the
I'll be honest with you, Professor. I couldn't remember what the answer was.
I
from
couldn't
last time
either.
took
I
this
couldn't
class.
either.
So it's a shot in the dark.
This
for
is a
both of
shot
you.
in the dark.
No, I mean, but it does talk about using its belly to stop enemies by putting them to sleep. So just by the very nature of it, intentionally using its
All
belly
right,
to
hush,
put
hush,
them to
hush
sleep
with your
would
rational
make
thinking.
All right,
would
the
make me think
answer.
it could do it.
So, okay. Well, you are right, Mr. Curtis, that it does, quote unquote, use its belly to put other Pokemon to sleep. It never states that it makes its spiral undulate. In fact, it always says that it's undulating by itself. It doesn't. I mean, it doesn't say by itself. But all of the wording here, it makes it sound like it doesn't have control over whether or not its belly spiral is undulating. So the true answer here is false.
Oh, baby.
So, full points, Corbin.
Yes.
This is one of those very rare circumstances where Corbin scored higher than Mr. Curtis.
This was a flip of the coin. Neither of us really knew, but I was like, I don't remember him saying that he can control it. I thought it was all basically the viewer looking at the black spiral just saw it undulate after a while. It was a hypnotic thing. I don't think it actually manually controlled it. So I got false and I got it right. And we having a party, baby.
The swirl on its belly subtly undulates.
It doesn't say it's subconscious though or anything, right? It just says it subtly undulates.
The spiral
Curtis,
pattern on its belly subtly undulates.
You got it wrong. It's okay. It's okay, man. We can't all be great, and today is my day, so let's just relish in it. And yeah, Perry, grab the cookies, man.
You know what?
Let's go.
You know what?
All right.
Hold on. You
Let
know what?
me. The class isn't over yet. All right. Yes, Mr. Curtis, go ahead.
I do want to say, Professor, I recognize your authority as the teacher. And
Good.
even though I stand by my answer,
Oh my God.
I recognize that you are the deciding factor in this class, and I submit to your.
You don't have a choice. Why are you having this whole monologue?
Yeah,
Like,
you don't have a choice, much like a Poliwhirl doesn't have a choice over whether or not its belly spiral is
Wrong.
undulating.
Get it out of here. Perry, welcome. It is time
Okay,
for the cookie.
No. All right, the class is over when I say it's over. All right, and it's not over yet, because we still have to do the things that I do at the end of the class, which is
Just hush for a second, Perry. Just hush.
to tell my wonderful students what Pokemon we'll be learning about next week. Does anybody know? Anybody want to take any guesses?
Oh, is it another? Does Poliwhirl evolve again?
Poliwhirl does evolve again. Now, it can evolve into two different things, but we're only talking about one of them next.
Polymad.
Close. Polyfury.
Polyangry?
Right. Polyking.
Poliwrath?
Yes, Poliwrath. Poliwrath. Excellent.
Yes.
Excellent job there, Corbin.
Nice.
So yes, Poliwrath, the evolved form of Poliwhirl. We'll be talking about that Pokemon next time. But if you students at home, if you love this class, if you have any questions for me, or for Mr. Curtis, or maybe even for Corbin, you can go ahead and send them to my Gmail, which of course everybody knows stands for Gengar Mail, which is wwopokemon@gmail.com. If you don't have a Gmail account, that's fine. You can also find me on the Bird Pokemon themed social network site, Twitter. I am there at wwopokemon as well. Now, if you really like this lesson, if you liked the other lessons, if you hated this lesson, but you're like, that's one bad lesson out of about 60 good lessons. All right, yeah, go ahead and let us know, and you
Please.
Can do that
Hey, what's our next goal? 30 ratings.
goal.
30 ratings. We get to go on a field trip to Mount Silver. Let's do it.
I will discuss possible rewards with the principal when I get the chance.
30 ratings. Let's do it. We're halfway there. Let's do it. Make it happen. 30. I want 30 of
but
them.
you can do that. You can do that at flapplepodcasts.com. It's spelled like Apple Podcasts. I don't know. I didn't name it. It's weird. But yeah. So until next time, class is dismissed. All right, Perry. Come on.
All right.
Come on.
Let's
in.
go. Let's go, Perry. Perry. Oh.
Wow. You know, I didn't really think about how many cookies 5 dozen is until I see Perry struggling to carry them all.
It's a lot. It's a lot of cookies. I'll be honest with you, but it's something that me and Mr. Curtis can't handle, right, buddy? Right?
All right. Who wants the first swing at the Perry piñata?
Oh, Perry does. Perry does.
Give it a whirl, Perry.
Welcome to the World of Pokemon is a part of the Pokecasters Network.